As saying Walt Disney is Adolf Hitler or Jimi Hendrix is Morgan Freeman. Just go to younger pictures of them and you'll destroy the narrative that they're trying to program you with. They want you to sound crazy. Now, I don't doubt that they could put lifelike skin masks and pull off one or two stunts this way, but to keep somebody in a face mask, in character all the time, actors, they can't help but break character. You see bloopers in movies. People are going to break character. They're going to say something that's not Middle Eastern. They're going to say something like you come from Detroit, like Obama would. I don't believe any of this nonsense. Even about Falasama, of course she is. We've got quite a few pictures here. There's Osama. Is this Osama's daughter? Which one's this? Hang on 1 second. Yeah, this is Osama bin Laden's daughter. There's the son-in-law, look, the broad shoulders. This one would have 50-50 look on the arm to the leg and the floor, look. It's a woman. That's the only shot of his daughter. He looks like David Hay, the boxer, a bit there. But the bigger jawlines here, look. The wider eyes, the shorter forehead. That's Osama bin Laden's daughter. Close window. Open the next one. Osama bin Laden's hand size, digit ratio, index finger longer than the ring, small hand, female eyes, female lips, sloping jawline. Osama bin Laden's hand ratio. A skull check on its own. Male versus female skull. Look how rounded the eye sockets are, they're perfect. Fit. And then gait wise, there's one picture of her walking just here, look, with the female gait, the shoulder tilt, the short arm akimbo, look, same on this side. That is the only picture of Osama bin Laden that I could find. There might be videos or something. I don't know if Shawnee, you're listening, Shawnee, have you done Osama? Did you find any videos on her? Because when you deep dive, you don't find nothing. I think that is the only picture. Where's that gone? That's the only picture of her walking right there, look. The female gait. Strange as the truth is, it's the truth. Doesn't care about your opinion. Doesn't care what you think. The truth is the truth, and it will set you free. And then there's the old mockery of what they did with Osama's body. They took him out to sea and dumped him in the sea, right? That's what they said they did. So nobody could check the DNA or anything about this person. You know where he is, don't you? She's on Tupac Island with Bruce Lee and Kurt Cobain. Amy Winehouse. They're all sat drinking tequilas and margaritas in the sunshine. She's on Tupac Island with Bruce Lee and Kurt Cobain. Amy Winehouse. They're all sat drinking tequilas and margaritas in the sunshine. She's on Tupac. They did. So nobody could check the DNA or anything about this person. You know where he is, don't you? She's on Tupac Island with Bruce Lee and Kurt Cobain. Amy Winehouse. They're all sat drinking tequilas and margaritas in the sunshine. They did. So nobody could check the DNA or anything about this person. You know where he is, don't you? She's on Tupac Island with Bruce Lee and Kurt Cobain. Amy Winehouse. They're all sat drinking tequilas and margaritas in the sunshine. Well, you've got no eyebrows, that's funny. Rounded face, no jawbone. Who was Osama bin Laden?
You flew out of Dallas. You were attending a convention. On November 22nd, 1963, you flew out of Dallas. You were attending a convention. Pepsi-Cola.
Good morning.
Your law firm represented Pepsi-Cola.
That's right.
Do we know that whole story?
I am not one of those who saw the motion picture, but its credibility was questioned in my mind when I read an op-ed piece by the producer, Oliver Stone, in which he made the statement that President Johnson in 1965 sent the first combat troops to Vietnam. Well, now, that wasn't true. President Kennedy sent the first combat troops, 16,000 of them to Vietnam when he was president, which I think incidentally was the right thing to do, supported at the time, and there were 400 casualties while he was president. So I would say that anyone who was that off base historically is not perhaps the best expert as to whether there was a conspiracy or not.
That aside, did you believe the Warren Commission?
I did not study it carefully, and I have never questioned it before, and I don't question it now. A lot is being read, but the reason that I don't is just nothing's going to happen as a result. If I thought it would be useful to try to dig into it, I would do so.
Are you surprised that 75% of the American public don't accept it?
Not at all surprised, because people think usually that there's a conspiracy about most everything. In fact, there's conspiracy about the Lincoln assassination still. You know, the stories are out. But in this case, I know that people don't believe that, but I don't see a useful purpose in getting into that. And I don't think it's frankly useful for the Kennedy family to constantly to raise that up again. So I'm not going to get into it.
And do you agree with keeping the files closed then for another, I guess, 23 years?
Keeping the files closed is another matter. I see no reason to keep the files closed unless there's a national security problem involved. And I can't see any national security problem involved because, for example, if the Cubans were involved or some other foreign power, that has all changed. I think at the present time there would be no reason to keep the files closed.
Son of Manco. Excuse me. I need a drink. Images. It's an egghead. It's an absolute egghead. What a chromodomium. Open eye sockets, look. No brow bone. Virtually no brow. She's got big ears for a woman, though. People say it's Jimi Hendrix just because he's got age spots on his face. I say those people are nutters. There's the Getty seal. Is that the wife and the son? I'm guessing it is. It is. The wife and the son, or the wife and the... I don't know. I don't know, it might be someone else's wife. That one's his. I think that's mum and dad. That looks a bit like Morgan, doesn't it? We're looking at Morgan Freeman, who has got an absolute belter of an egghead. Look at that. That is a tic-tac and a half. Close set eyes, open eye sockets, eye set ears. Big but eye set ears. Morgan Freeman walking. From Flamingo right there. Full mints, inline lock. Can't see it there. They're all out. Michael Caine, elbows out. So's that one as well, whoever that is. There's a nice one. Inline footfall again, feet twisted outwards, 4 and 8. Jimmy Kimmel's Alley. Come on, Jimmy Kimmel's Alley. No, you stiffed me. I've got a ski whiff, that's it. Inline ski whiff. Look at that one, mincing. There. Gotcha. Morgan Freeman is biologically female. Proven by the way she walks. Freeman, did I put you in back file? I bet I didn't, did I? No. Morgan F. Search. What's it searches for Morgan? We should be able to find a couple more gates. That's a nice one. From Flamingo. Look at the mincer in the background. That is absolutely inline footfall. I got you again. Full mints again. A wrong angle though. There's a nice one. With shoulder tilt look. Arms akimbo to the body. Same with the bodybuilder in the background. And then the ski with legs look. Trying to walk straight but can't. It's a nice flamingo. That's AI, look. AI is giving arms akimbo, knees are separated with flamingo. Because it's referencing other pictures of Morgan Freeman walking like a girl for its own reference. AI is going to be their own undoing at this rate. Is that it? That is it. Morgan Freeman, Batfile, what are you saying? Alex Morgan, no. Diane Morgan, no, that's not where we are. Morgan Freeman, there she is. Is that the only Morgan Freeman I've got? Really? Have we not got an updated one? Mind you, there weren't many gates there. That is an old one, isn't it? Look, Morgan Freeman. Yeah, it's ages old. We come back. We got some nice gates, didn't we? Let me just have a quick Uber look at street. See if we could pick any more. That's the same one. Oh, there's a different. No, that's the same one. We've seen that as well, haven't we? Yeah, we've seen that. No, that looks like it's it. Right, let's grab these gates. I'm going to do a new one for this one. Save image 1. Save image 2. Save image 3. I don't want the flamingo. I want that one though. Perfect full mince 4. I like that one as well, 5. I just want your face, Morgan. Dun 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 dun. Bum 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 bum. Come forward again. There we go. No. I just saw a nice. Oh, get rid of that. There we go. That's the one. Yeah. Will you please just put it back at right? I'll just find it myself. Dink. It's no good. That's a nice one. We'll take that one. Save it, the image. Lovely. Right. That one over there. And this one over here. Perfect.